This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
이게 무슨 빛이죠?
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Why don't you cast Revelio on this bust and see what details the field
오. 흉상. 오호. 굿.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
안녕하세요. 오. 여기 뭐가 있어요, 선생님? 말씀하시는
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
오, 지도. M. 네.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get
Hall.
almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here.
멋지게
It's the
치시네요.
heart of the hive.
우쿨렐레.
Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
마치 성당 같아요.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts
아침부터
classes
수업을
today.
들으라뇨.
And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the
Hogsmeade.
supplies you lost on the way here.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
미성년자도 버터비어를 마실 수 있나요?
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a
Ronan,
clever and entertaining
Professor,
wizard
yeah.
and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Heckert in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
비밀이에요.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of
당연하죠.
spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece.
근데
Perfectly
눈빛이
good boats and
이상하시네요,
carriages to
선생님.
Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
혹시
I wouldn't
죽음을
say
먹는
I chose the
자들이신가요?
dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may
피구
require a
교수님
bit
약간
more
휴잭맨 닮으셨네?
flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field
어서
guide's map?
보여주세요.
Unfold it and have a look.
네. 퀘스트. 굿. 지도 열기. 아. 아시오를 먼저 배워야겠죠?
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
수업 들어갈게요. 길을 알려준다. 얘들아, 루모스 배우니? 나도 할 줄 알아.
Lumos.
어때?
Your homework.
How do you know? What did he say? What am I
안녕.
missing?
Oh, I see.
이제 사라져 줄게. 이러다 늦겠어. 오.
Revelio.
어? 띵? 무슨 소리가 들렸는데? 어디니? 교수님 안녕. 이게 뭐지?
Revelio.
그래 너였구나. 혹시
Lumos.
안녕. 어머 유령이다. 캣 안녕. 귀여워. 추루는 없어 미안.
Revelio.
계속 띵띵 거리긴 하는데 여자 화장실이지? 미안해요.
Revelio.
나비야.
Lumos.
어머 죄송합니다. 제가 안 그랬어요. 도망가.
I've always said that
Revelio.
travel broadens the mind.
Lumos.
그래 미안해.
Revelio.
뭐지? 이러다 늦겠어. 안녕 친구들.
We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Never know what to say. Some of us don't necessarily want him to.
퀘스트. 호그와트 첫 수업이야. 잘 해낼 수 있겠지?
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat
나사이.
here.
그리핀도르구나.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin?
Hello,
Welcome
Ronan.
to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone?
어머 나 혼자 핑크머리야.
Anyone?
나 시킬 것 같은데. 제발. 난 아니긴.
I am afraid
제발.
it is too late
아!
to study now.
이럴 줄 알았어.
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even
아재
remember how to
개그.
perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
아시오.
Accio,
아키오.
that is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking
시작한 지 한
we
5분
might have
됐나요?
ourselves a little excursion
교수님 꿀빠시네.
outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. Hmm? So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Hmm?
부끄러운데.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres
아쉬워.
and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull... Very good. Stay focused.
아쉬워.
Splendid! Don't lose your composure. That's it. Happens to the best of us.
너무 잘해. 역시 타고났어.
Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir. Here we go.
아, 나사이 먼저야? 아쉬워.
Watch this.
이게 이씨. 너무 사기잖아 너.
That is how it's done.
Excellent control there.
저? 30점? 아. 얘를 그냥 죽여?
Let us make
한번
this
더 해요.
a bit more interesting,
아니야.
shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
규칙.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go.
너무 잘하는데? 나사이? 너 일부러 난 친구 하자고 했지? 웃기는 애네. 아,
Not to worry.
멍청인가봐. 레번클로 수치야.
Let us see this. There we go.
기죽지 마. 그렇지.
Very good.
Watch this.
어디 한번 해봐. 잘 봐. 떨어져라.
That is
아.
how it's done.
교수님 얘 좋아하시죠? 솔직하게 말씀하세요. 하지만 나도
Nicely done.
맞아.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
그래, 난 처음이니까 괜찮아.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred
고마워.
here.
나쁜 애인 줄 알았더니
It gets
아니구나.
easier. I
내가
promise.
못됐어.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year.
Oh, Wagadu.
My mother received an offer to teach divination
와칸다
here.
포에버니?
Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
그래, 안녕.
Of course, you can.
A word, if
부르셨나요?
you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
감사합니다. 레벨이라고? 저 안에 뭐가 있구나. 미안, 알로호모라가 없구나. 레비오소. 가자.
Hello. How was your first day coming along?
안녕.
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
상점.
Revelio.
러시안 블루구나.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the
Goblins,
uprising.
werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of
And by the end of
1752?
it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the
안
boy who
되겠다.
says you're telling
I'm
lies.
not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
Revelio.
잘못 봤네.
It's a bold attack.
이러다 늦겠어. 바쁘다 바빠. 엘리베이터 없을까 혹시? 어? 플루를 타는 거야. 역시 난 레몬클로. 천재야. 뭐지? 천재가 아니었네? 다시 되돌아갔네? 헷. 이런 어수락함도 있어야지. 잠시만.
Revelio.
찾았다.
Lumos.
나 봤는데?
Revelio.
안녕. 계속 다 이러고 다닐 순 없잖아. 설마? 띵. 잠겨 있는데? 오, 세바스찬. 뭔가 같은데? 슬리데린이구나.
Is that all you've got?
미안.
Bombard!
bombarda.
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it.
현명하세요.
Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
오자마자 이렇게 시키시는 거예요?
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent. As master. Good. Well done.
전 레몬클로예요.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso,
경솔하구나.
basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick
There you
learner.
go. Those things.
I do enjoy
건방지구나. 슬리데린 주제.
students for this adept.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as
어떻게
good as you
알았니?
get.
쇳동구리 같은 게.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
세바스찬.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
갑자기
Practice.
눈빛이 변했구나.
It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then
과찬이야.
again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain
비밀 결투
exclusive,
클럽?
unsanctioned dueling organization.
흥미롭구나.
Exclusive and unsanctioned.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
안녕.
Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
시계탑 있고.
Till next time.
Revelio.
어? 아니.
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
그래. 나 너랑 싸울 생각 없어.
Revelio.
이제 어디로 가야 하지? 방과 후 위즐리. 벌써 수업을 2개나 들었어.
Revelio.
너무 예쁘다. 뭔가 있었는데. 안녕 캣.
Revelio.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
당연하죠.
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me.
왜 계속 꼬치꼬치 캐묻는 거죠?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby.
정말
Mr.
다행이네요.
Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
Can you tell me more about the potion shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration
네,
magic.
감사합니다.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three
기대되네요.
Broomsticks.
Revelio.
이게 뭔가 있었는데.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor?
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up,
Reparo.
makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks
현명하세요.
should provide you with
말씀입니다.
just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
잠깐만. 가보자. 어잉? 여기가 아니니? 맞는데?
This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Leviosa.
어? 뭐 이게 돼?
Revelio. Leviosa.
아시오지? 아시오!
Got it.
안녕, 양아? 귀여워.
A flying page must be around here somewhere.
분명히 근처에 있을 텐데.
Might some kind soul help me?
어? 아시오!
Brilliant.
브릴리언트.
I trust the preliminary task.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
레파로.
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
교수님. 다 완료했는데요?
Revelio.
날아다니는 아이.
Revelio.
세바스찬.
There's something in there. I just know it.
Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
안 되네. 미안. 세바스찬.
Revelio.
떴어.
Revelio.
조금 멀리 있는데?
How rare a metamorpho guy anyway.
안녕 얘들아. 유령 아줌마 안녕.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Hello, Sebastian.
Ah, my new charge. I'm told you're in dire need of supplies, and I'm to accompany you into Hogsmeade for them. Is this your first foray into the village?
It
처음이야.
is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived.
Well, I shall endeavour to be the very best of guides, then. Hogsmeade's a charming little place. Self-contained, too. We should be able to find you everything that you need. Shall we?